Hello, my dear. Rhonda Constant, your favorite hometown medium, physical energy healer, oracle card advisor, paranormal investigator, voice for your loved ones. I'd like to explain real quick. I see, hear, feel, sense, know. They talk to me, but they also show me pictures, and I call it spiritual charades. So I try to describe the picture the best that I can. They never waste a message. There's always a reason for whatever they show or say. So if it doesn't make any sense now, just keep it in mind because you'll either remember it later, see it later, or somebody else will validate it for you later and go, I know what she's talking about. So this is not an exact science. We communicate the best way we can. Sometimes you got to stretch it outside the box a little bit. They won't give me all the details. They'll give me just enough so you should understand what she's talking about. It's their show. I let them do whatever they want within reason. Whatever they feel like they need to say, they know better than we do. They have a whole different perspective on things. So, so she comes in walking very confidently, very confident. She's got her thumbs in her jean pockets, kind of hanging there. And maybe that's the way she walked all the time. She's really pushing the confidence out there, really pushing it out there right now. She says, I know what I want, and what I want is for you to be happy. She turned around and kind of stuck her butt out, and she goes, do these jeans make my butt look big? And she's she's still got her butt pointed at me and looking over her shoulder back at me and laughing. She says you are full of the whys. Why? Why did this happen? Why? 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 Why do things have to be this way? Why did you have to leave? Where did you go? What corner did you go around? Something like that. It's about going around a corner. What what corner? Okay, I'm not quite picking that up. Um, but she's just showing me like why. Okay, so she wants me to explain a couple things to you. I don't know if the going around the corner has to do with. Anyway, it's like I'm looking at my kitchen door, and it's like they're just on the other side of that wall. You can't see them, you can't hear them. They're still here. It's so hard to explain. It's just like they're on the other side of the wall. She says she's literally that close. You're going to hear tap, tap, tap. It's going to be like knuckles on a wall, like on the other side of a wall. And she's also flat palming it, like hitting the wall. So you'll have both of those sounds. When you get them, it's a sign from her. Make sure you validate her, acknowledge her, tell her you love her, and ask her to bring you more signs. Don't beg, just ask and allow her to do it in her time. But validating her that you know that's a sign from her, it kind of opens a floodgate. It kind of helps them know, look, they finally realized it's me. So now I can do more. So so she's literally just around the corner, if you want to call it that. And normally when they do the wrapping on the wall or something, it's usually pretty slight, and it's usually like maybe when you're watching TV and you're kind of zoned out and you think you hear a tap 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 and you go, And then you go, ah, that was my imagination, or that was a twig, or and now she's kind of like being a drummer. It's kind of like tap tap tap, boom 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 boom, hitting the wall. I don't know if she's going to get that elaborate, but that's what she's doing right now. So usually it's pretty slight. Okay, she also wants me to explain to you. She says because of all the whys that what they've taught me is before we come here, we decide an exit point. I don't know that we always plan exactly how we're going to exit, but we decide pretty much a timeline. It can be when you're 1 day old, it can be when you're 100 years old. Whatever that timeline is that we're supposed to go back, it can waver a little bit depending on kind of what's going on around you, what people are going to learn from your departure, and but it's going to be within that time frame. So, what's the saying? Something about when your number's up or something. Kinda. And I don't know why it's that way. She says the most painful lessons are the ones you learn the most from and remember. The little foo-foo lessons we learn along the way, yeah, well, that's no big deal. But when it really kicks you in the ass, those are the lessons. So what did you learn from her being here? What did you learn from her leaving? She says silver lining. There's always some kind of silver lining. There's something big that you learn from that or from her. She's one thing she says is unconditional love. You've learned that. Oh, she says almost all the way there. She said you've almost learned it all of that on that lesson. She said you loved her for who she was. Unconditional love. And for that she's grateful. You made her life easier. She says she couldn't have done it without you. Something about her life that she did. She couldn't have done it without you. And she's kind of bowing down to you, and she says, for that I am very grateful. But what did you learn from it? She says she's happy. She's mentioning a dog and a horse. Now, dogs and cats come through a lot. Horses once in a while. Being up there with her, she's not showing them. So even if she didn't own a horse, there could have been somebody could have had a horse that she really liked, or maybe when she connected with it when she was younger, maybe neighbors. So just keep that in mind because she's not explaining. It's her show. I can't. She's not. The dog's not coming through real well, but it looks like a similar to a black lab. I'm not going to say it's a Labrador, but I'm only seeing the butt end of it for some reason, and it's wagging its tail looking at her. So even if you guys didn't have a black lab or a dog that looks similar, I'm not going to say it's exactly a Labrador, then it's somebody's dog who's here that needs to know that their fur baby is with her and is just fine. Trying to see what she's showing me. The dog's kind of in the way. She took a swing like she's playing golf, but I cannot see the golf club. So I don't know where she's going with this one. Because then when I don't know. The dog's still in the way. The dog needs to move. She takes a swing like a golf club, but then when she comes out of the swing and pulls it up, it looks more like a baseball bat. I have no clue. There's a reason for why she's showing it this way. Maybe she used to take a baseball bat and hit balls in the yard like on the ground, like swinging like a golf club, but only using a baseball bat. Okay, she's showing herself with very long, dark, thick hair. And it's kind of mussy. It's not like it looks almost like a wig. Like it looks kind of like fake hair. So she says she doesn't care. She likes it. She says she likes it very much. So I don't know if she ever wore a wig, wanted longer hair. She says she'll wear it the way she wants to. And they can do that now. Okay, she's talking about Converse tennis shoes. She's got a brand new pair on. Excuse me. And she's showing that she has quite a few pairs off to the side. She's got a whole collection. She says, I can have what I want. And, and that makes her happy. And they really are not about material things. Okay, so if you haven't seen her, you're going to see her. I just saw like a little in my kitchen doorway. It was kind of smoky, and that sounds spooky, but it was just kind of like a quick shadow, darker, and it was just there and gone. You'll see that. Don't know if it'll always be just in a doorway. Possibly. No, now she's showing me. Usually you'll see them in your peripheral vision. I don't know why it works this way. And I can be sitting here and I see that little smoky thing when I'm not actually looking at it. Or out of the corner of my eye, I see her walking through my living room. Then when you turn and look at it, there's nothing there. Just trust that that was her. That's just the way it works. Don't know why. And I see them straight on, but they still do it to me. So when you think you see her walking down the hall or walking through the living room, it is her. Validate her, acknowledge her, tell her you love her, tell her you know that's her. Ask her to hang around. Give her permission to be around. She says, I love you. You were my rock. You were my inspiration. I know sometimes I got a little cold and standoffish, but that was because of what was going on inside of me. But I always trusted and knew that you would be there for me. And she wants to fist bump. She wants to fist bump you. She says, because I just knew that you would be there. I didn't have to ask. I just knew that nothing would break that bond. And it's not broken now. I'm still there. It's just different. So she's asking you, what would you like to be when you grow up? I don't have no clue how old you are. And she's smiling, but she's not laughing about it. She's being serious, but she has a big smile on her face. She goes, what would you like to be when you grow up? Dream it, be it, and I will help you do it, like you did for me. So she asked me to pull a card, a release card. So you got surrender to the wonder and awe. And I always, with this card, I always say surrender to the wonder and awe of who you are. She says you need to realize how wonderful you are. You're a spark. You need to realize it. Talk to me. I promise you 1,000% she can hear you, she can see you. Talk to her all you want to. She says she's just hanging around. So I don't know that she's really made her presence known yet. Okay, so she walked up behind me, and okay, so I can feel the difference in the energy when they do that, but you know, it's hard for somebody else to do. So it's hard for me to explain how you will feel it because everybody feels it different. But it's like when somebody walks into the room, you don't hear them, you don't see them, but you feel them, and you turn around and you go, ah, there's somebody there. You know, and sometimes it'll feel like maybe a big bubble pushing on your back. It's kind of like a change in the air pressure. So as she moves behind you, you're going to feel something. You might get chills, goosebumps. I don't know where she's going. She's heading towards my living room. She liter literally, good grief, new teeth, just went over and flopped on my couch. Just flopped. Not just sat down, she flopped on it. Then she kind of leaned back to the side, and she's got one knee up on the couch, her foot on the couch, the other one's on the floor, her knees bent up. She's kind of got her arm up, kind of leaned back, kicked back. Looks like a probably a position she would probably did a lot that she's comfortable with. She says I can put my feet on the furniture everywhere now, anytime I want. Show me that Converse high top she's got on her feet. She says, look at me go, I'm a star. I'm a star in my own game. Trying to get her to give me a couple of validations so you know for sure it's her. Now she's telling me a story. She says, once upon a time, long ago, there was a fairy tale. There was a princess who didn't want to be a princess. Too much trouble, too much work, too stuffy. Didn't want to fit in that box. I wanted to be me. not what somebody thought I should be. And that's okay. How happy do you want to be? Get out of your box. Don't conform to others. Oh, she said something else first. Don't conform to others' opinions. I didn't catch the first word she said. Okay, now she's showing me herself in the bathroom. And the water's turning on, turning off, turning on, turning off, turning on, turning off. So watch your faucets in the bathroom. It could be kitchen faucets too, but she's right now she's in the bathroom and she's at the sink, which doesn't matter. Sometimes they show exact, sometimes they just give a general idea. So watch for, she says toilet too. So watch for, you might leave the bathroom, come back and the water's dripping, or it could be running full force, but water's dripping. You turn it off, leave, come back, and it's dripping again. Could be the same thing with the toilet. It could start doing weird stuff with the water. She said she liked having her short hair, and all she had to do is take a bar of soap to it. Didn't have to mess with all that other stuff. There's some, they make me itch. Their energy makes me itch. It gets all tingly. There was some kind of soap product. I can't quite tell what the smell is. I don't think it's just like a regular bar of soap, just any old soap. So I don't know if there's a special soap she used or the one that she liked or a special fragrance of soap, or she says, I'm not a foo-foo girl, but you'll get that smell. You can be in the store, you can be in your car, you can be outside. Doesn't matter where you're at, you get that whiff of that soap. Sometimes they make it overwhelming, but usually it's just like a little whiff. Again, that's a sign from her. Validate her, acknowledge her, tell her you love her. Ask her to bring you more. Tell her it's okay. I've seen them before, like stand off across the room and just not do anything because they're not sure that it's okay, that they're welcome, that, it's accepted. So tell her, let her know. Okay, where are you going? She's going back to my couch. She's going back to flop and get back in that same position. So watch your couch. I don't know if you have any pillows, blankets, or anything around your couch. You might notice that they're messed up, different. Something squeaking in your house. Well, she's being a little vague, though, about stuff. Squeaking like a piece of furniture that you sit on, maybe even this couch that she keeps going to. Something like when you sit on it, it gives some kind of a little squeak. So I don't know if it's a chair. She's not being specific. But listen for that noise too when nobody's there. It doesn't count if you go sit on it. She said, most of all, just know how deeply I love you and respect you. and it's time for us to build a new relationship. You can still have a relationship with her. It's just different. So she says once you kind of get these signs and you kind of realize that she's there, that you can talk to her, she says then you're going to have more. She's going to leave these small things. Well, not leave them, but. And once the little light bulb goes off, she says, then there'll be more flowing to you. Trying to get her to give me another validation. She's not doing it, and I can't twist her arm. I love you, big sissy. Have faith. She goes like this. Have faith. All is good in incorrect order. And then there's a song. She's not really singing it, but she's quoting it. I'm not here for a long time. I'm just here for a good time. Talk to me. She says, I hear you. Sometimes I go like this. She said, it's okay. I'm perfectly fine. And with that, she's leaving. And the dog's following her. She just so peaceful, so at peace, so confident, so like, this is perfect, this is right. Just in her element. Okay, much love to you, my dear. See you later. Thank you for allowing me to be her voice. Rhonda Constant, your favorite hometown medium, physical energy healer, oracle card advisor, paranormal investigator, voice for your loved ones. Later.